Okay, coming up just on the other side of this, the man himself, Seya, in the house, baby.
I'm gonna just be honest, this was the greatest interview of all time.
This is Donovan Copley from Hot Water.
I am Carrie Miller.
Hey, I'm Ross from Prime Circle.
Love RTL.
My new addiction.
Let me not just talk about it. Let me show you in the back of the window where I'm at.
Cabinet has decided to place the entire country on alert level 2.
No, thank you for getting me out of bed this morning.
Informative.
Relevant. Diverse.
Interactive. So educational.
Fantastic. Super fulfilling.
I think most of the time in South Africa, certainly provincial cricket, they might as well play because there's no spectators going to watch anyway.
The hugging, shaking of hands, and kissing is a thing of the past.
And then overnight into Thursday, we're expecting that cold front to spread showers into most.
Playlist is incredible.
Love the music.
Best music. Entertaining.
So entertaining.
Entertaining.
They wanted radio people because radio people can basically talk shit when things go wrong.
A sight that just a few weeks ago seemed scarcely possible. Eden Park is back in business, a capacity...
No, but seriously, on a serious note, I think I actually swiped right from the one day when I saw you. I didn't know.
You didn't.
But you wouldn't know.
And I love his dress. If I tell you, I didn't even wear a bra. That was so good.
Splashdown. As you can see on your screen, we have visual confirmation for Splashdown.
I will try to fix you.
You guys are the lifeblood of what's left of this music industry.
And of course, Noel Johnson.
We love your sexy legs.
Especially because of Noel Johnson. Jeez, that man is sexy.
Thank God for RTLSA.
You are a star.
RTLSA.
Home of legends.
You're listening to RTLSA.
It certainly is the home of legends, because we've had... Hang on. Hang on. Oh, jeez. There's some of that popcorn's gone down the wrong hole. Seya, how you, brother? While I'm dying here.
I'm good. How are you? I see you not doing well. What's going on there?
Dude, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had... Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Have you ever had popcorn and Smarties mixed together?
I don't do sweet things. You see this? You see how I'm missing tooth? Yeah, those sweet things. You're mixing a lot of things together now.
Are those missing teeth from sweet things? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Eating so much Smarties.
Dude, let me tell you something here. I was introduced to this last night. It was popcorn with like salt and all that stuff on it, like really salty popcorn, and then they threw Smarties in there, and then they proceeded to leave me with the rest of it. So tonight I'm nibbling on popcorn and Smarties and drinking a vodka and Coke while I'm talking to you.
What?
Yeah, true story, bro. True story. I did warn you today. I did warn you when we spoke earlier that this is a very chilled interview. It's like we actually don't care what you do for a living and who and how you define yourself from a corporate perspective. We are interested in who are you as an individual.
Yes.
So my question is to you. My question, what are you drinking?
Just Coke.
No, man. Come on. It's Monday Madness.
There's nothing strong here. I wish I was at your side. Sure.
Seya, welcome to RTLSA. Thank you for joining us and making the time for us. I know you're a busy man, and but I mean, what do comedians do on a Monday night otherwise?
Comedy. The nice thing about comedy, most comedy gigs are happening midweek. They start on Monday. Like they start on Sunday, Monday. So there are clubs that we go to, you know. But now, since my child is here with me, because that was the plan during the lockdown, that I get to bring my son here and stay with me permanently. So now, since my child is here, I'm just a family man non-stop. So I'm enjoying that. But before that, I was just myself and YouTube, and yeah, that was just my life. Boring.
Do you use your son as like someone to test your material on?
No, not yet. He's 3 years old. He's mumbling words.
So what you're saying is that your material is written about your son.
I've written one joke about him in this whole 3 years of his life. Only one joke. So he hasn't done much. I written a joke on how he was made, because I remember the actual round of how he was made.
Oh, no, just stop there. Tell us how he was made.
No, they need to come to the show. How he was made is, you know this type of sex that are happening right now. Like there's blowjob, there's a pull-out game, there's condom, and what I always think is like, we are lying to the sperms with all these three things. We are lying to the sperms. The sperms never reach their destination. So that was me trying to do a pull-out game, because my woman is big. She was on top. And I failed the pull-out game. I failed dismally. Because I was like, hey, get off me. They are coming. And then they were like, huh? And then that's how it was made. Now I look at him, I'm like, your mother was slow. Your mother was very slow.
Okay, so if anybody wants advice on the pull-out game, Seya's not the guy to speak to.
I am not the guy, I say.
Seya, tell us a little bit about what you've been up to during lockdown, because, I mean, obviously comedy came to a standstill, aside from online stuff. What did you get up to during lockdown? How did you keep yourself going?
I kept myself sane for just going on my Facebook page and talking to my followers like on the daily. I had nothing else to do other than that. I had to get used to the social media, because as comedians, we enjoy the stage. We are not in tune with the technology and the social media right now. So for that 6 months, I got to learn a lot about YouTube and stuff like that. So I managed to grow my YouTube channel to 9,000 subscribers, and now I'm hooked on the social media.
I hate you so much right now. You've got more subscribers than I do. What the hell?
Yeah, but you're dope at this technology thing, because the way I see the things are running, it looks like proper television.
It is proper television, just online. And of course, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt that I have some really cool guests like you on the show, And I mean, you're in good company. I mean, I've had guys from overseas, I've had the top guys in the country, and now I've got one of the top comedians in the country as well. So I'm loving life at the moment.
I see you have Prime Circle on your show.
Yeah, absolutely. Prime Circle, Parlor Tones, had them all. and now I've got Seya on the show.
Thank you.
Now tell me a little bit about the name, Seya. I mean, I don't.
That's my real name. My real name is Siyabulela. My surname is Seya, so I had to cut
Seya.
Siyabulela to Seya. In short, it's Seya, so it's Seya.
Okay, now a lot of your comedy, I did a little bit of research this afternoon and whatever, and a lot of your comedy is in your mother tongue. You don't actually do a lot of English comedy. Am I right in saying that?
Yes and no. Yeah, I do a lot of Vernac. When I started doing comedy, I was doing it in English because I started in Cape Town. And then when I got introduced to Vernac, and then I found my voice in Xhosa, and then a lot of people started booking me as a Vernac comedian. But what I always looked for was just being called a comedian, not a Vernac comedian. But unfortunately, I've not been getting a lot of English speaking gigs, So right now, the plan is to just shoot a YouTube special, 30 minutes, just to show people that I can do English as well. I'm versatile. So that I can get bookings on the English circuit as well. So I think I've been slacking on myself in terms of marketing that side of myself.
Now, how do you go about writing comedy in two different languages? Do you use similar material for both languages, or do you have different material for each language?
There are some jokes that cannot be translated to English. But luckily for me, most of them I can translate to English because I talk about personal things. So it's easier to translate. Maybe there'll be much in Venek because sorry, there was a call coming in there. So maybe they are much stronger in Venek in terms of the punchlines, but I have to work my way around on making them strong in English. But sometimes I write them in English so that they could be easier to do in Xhosa. But it's not a hectic strategy to do because I talk about myself.
Well, this is what I was saying when I was speaking about you on my show this morning. I was saying that you are one of the most relatable comedians in the sense that you come across on stage like you're not on stage. You come across like you are one of the people, and your comedy is translated like that. It's like very everyday type of comedy, and people can relate to you very easily. Is that something that you decided to do, or is it just the way you developed as a comedian?
Yeah, I think it's the way I developed as a comedian because when I first started doing comedy, I was inspired by Chris Rock. And Chris Rock had a lot of black and white jokes and political jokes. And I did those jokes and I was dying on stage for like 2 years. And because it
dying
showed
on
that
stage.
That was not me.
Did you say you were dying on stage for 2 years?
Prop, I paid my dues. So I died because I was talking about things that I didn't relate to. I don't know anything about politics. I'm not interested in politics. I'm from the township. I only got to have white friends when I was older, because I was in the township for years. So I didn't know anything about white people. So I was joking about things that I didn't know nothing about, so. But the moment I started talking about my life, myself, and the things that I've seen, that's when people started laughing. And then I was like, no, then that means my honesty and my life is the way to go. So yeah, I only write about my life, my son, my daddy issues, my rejection, experiences with life, and all of that. Yeah.
No, that's incredible. The way you say it, and I think that's what makes you so relatable as a comedian as well, is because you don't. And I'm going to say this again. I know I might be harping on this, but you don't come across as someone who's standing on stage delivering. You're almost like part of the crowd on stage, and I don't think that's something that you can learn. I think that's something that is natural. Where did it all begin for you? When did you decide to do comedy? How did it happen?
When I started, it was 2006 when I made comedy. That was when I just graduated from broadcasting. I was looking for a radio job. I was just applying, looking for a job, and then well, in that process, I was watching.
If you want a job, I've got a job for you. You can come do my job.
No, I'll take it. when there's no gigs, I'll take it. So I ran into, after I was watching I watched the Chris Rock clip. I was like, I could do this thing. And then I saw a guy called Adrian Low Fenter. They were both doing a show on SABC2 called Corne Ntwaki. And they became my mentors. Yeah, they became my mentors in Cape Town, and that's how it started. 2007.
Where did you
So
grow
the
up?
qualification never got to work.
Where'd you grow up?
I was born in East London in a township called Mtanzane. Stayed there for 15 years, and then my parents moved to Port Elizabeth. That's when I started my high school and my college years, and then after I was done, I was up and down the country, trying to figure out this comedy thing.
Were you funny at school?
Very quiet. Even now, I'm very quiet. I have to write and prepare these things so that but now people, they expect me to be the same person I am on stage when I'm just chilling. But no, I'm very shy. I'm very quiet. I was always quiet at school. I was never a clown. I was made fun of. So I talk about those things on stage, So a lot of people from my neighborhood, they are shocked that how did it happen that this guy becomes a comedian and we have people like we're louder than him. Yeah.
Do you get offended by the fact that people expect you to be funny all the time?
It's offensive until you get used to it. I mean, I've been doing comedy for 13 years, so I try by all means to be nice to everyone because, they pay my bills, So I'm not as famous as the most established comedian. So my situation is very simple, and now I've managed to maneuver the funny, trying the pressure of being funny socially. Because I know I'm not funny, but I'll be nice to people that expect me to be funny. But yeah, they end up being cool. And luckily, my fan base are people who like to make fun of me because they know I make fun of myself on stage. So the pressure is limited. There's nothing.
So do you subscribe to the idea of self-deprecating comedy, where you put yourself down? Do you put yourself down a lot and let the crowd climb in on you?
Yeah, I used to do that. Now I have a strategy because if I do it, like when I make fun of my gap, the end joke has to have, the punchline has to have a happy ending. Like I will make fun of myself for 3 minutes only to build my self-esteem as the punchline. So now they are relaxed. Now it's my writing process. I call it scars to stars. Like I start by, the hardest situation, the toughest, and then it ends with an advantage. I start with a disadvantage and kill it with an advantage. So I twist it easy like that. So I got to develop that without even noticing.
Seya, we're going to take a little music break. And when we come back, I want to talk to you. I know you say that you don't do politics, but I want to talk a bit of politics with you. Are you happy? Are you happy to do that? I'm going to put you on the. I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay, and we're going to. And yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm even going to give you a little hint. We're going to talk U.S. politics. How's that for a deal?
Okay.
You seem to be very nervous as we speak.
And I'm clueless.
It's Katy Perry and Firework on RTLSA. And I got a message from Zelda saying Lianka says hi because she's watching as well. Hi, Lianka. And if you don't mind, Seya, say hi, Lianka.
Hi, Lianka. Thank you for watching.
All right. Amazing. Right, Seya, time to put you on the spot. All right.
Let's go.
The U.S. elections happened like Tuesday 2 weeks ago. Right. Okay. You get this. So I'm going to firstly ask you, are you Team Biden or Team Trump?
Hey, I like that Trump. I think Trump, yeah.
Why? What the hell? No, this is actually a serious question. Why? Why Trump?
He made America relate to South Africa. When we had Zuma, Americans understood what it's like to be South Africa. And I was ignorant during lockdown about the COVID situation because we were starving and stuff like that. and how he was being himself and honest about things, spoke his mind about things. Like, he didn't seem like a president, someone who just lie like that. It seemed like someone who was honest and stuff like that. He would say whatever that I would say as a citizen. He didn't seem like a legit president. He was a people's person. He's a businessman, this guy. He made himself talking nonsense. So America decided to put a guy like that in that position, knowing what type of a person he is. So there was no surprise about this person. There was no fake. There was nothing. He was Trump. He is what Trump is. So I like his character. Like I said, I know nothing about politics. Most these politicians, they lie. They all lie. This guy was a president and a citizen at the same time. Like, I didn't know which one he was, So I liked him. I don't know his policies and whatnot, but I like him as a person.
That's a very interesting. It's a very interesting point you make, because a lot of people like that about Donald Trump. They enjoyed the fact that he said it like it was. He called a spade and was very specific. Now, I must just tell you this before I even continue. I'm not a Trump fan. I never was a Trump fan, even before he became president. But what you do say is true, because he was the type of guy that stood up and stuck to his convictions, right or wrong, relevant or irrelevant, it doesn't matter. He stuck to his convictions. And I take it that's what you enjoyed about him.
That's what I enjoy. I'm also not a Trump fan, watching his TV shows, but yeah, he for me, he was not a politician, because politicians are two-faced. He was just himself. I felt like, no, I like this guy, the person anyway in that position.
Do you think that he should have won this election for world politics?
No, not the second one. No. It's good that the world or the politicians know now he was the right guy to come for that one term. I hope the politicians will wake up, and understand that, like, the people are not stupid. The people are not stupid, like maybe in South Africa one time Julius Malema would be a president, so that the politicians, the real politicians who are supposed to serve the country, will understand that not only you are protecting your position and the dignity of the country, but like, you must deliver. You must protect the citizens. You must make sure the country grows. So when a dirty guy like this, like Trump, comes in, I'm sure he just wakes up the politicians that, hey, we need to do the right thing. The people are desperate. They can go for anyone to be president without, Well,
I'll tell you this much. I think he woke up the American public, because over 160 million people voted this year, as opposed to when he was elected, it was only about 70 million that voted. It was incredible that so many people stepped up and voted this time around, either to get him out of office or to never make the same mistake again. Now I'm going to bring this back to South Africa, because we have a similar problem in South Africa when it comes to voting. We normally only have about 40% of our population voting. What do you think? Why do you think that is? And I know you're not political. This is really only about your opinion. It's why. So there's no wrong answer here. But putting you on the spot, why do you think that only 40% of South Africans go to the polls, taking into account that we're going to the polls next year?
Can I ask this? Like, when was it 40% in '94, or the percentage kept
40% last election? So what are we? 20?
Because people lost hope. People lost hope to leadership. Because I think when leadership is selected, like, it's like we are not consulted. We just go in for the person that has been elected by the powers that be. So I remember now I'm gonna expose myself. Like the first, I remember how Thabo Mbeki was removed. You know, the way he was removed, like it was bad. Like we were all watching it, and it was sad for a leader to be removed like that. And the country was divided. And Zuma came in the way he came in, and I was like, no, I'm not voting this year. You know, because I lost faith because I didn't understand the drama that was happening. Like, because the process was not right. You know, so I think even though people are voting, that they lost faith in the selection of leadership. Like even now, our current president is missing in action. Like he would tell you, the only thing was good for this year was just keeping us updated about this corona thing and whatnot. But before that, he was invisible. When people were asking, like, do we still have a president or what's happening? You know, so people have lost hope in terms of leadership and the way the leadership is selected.
Now, since the last address, which happened last week, do you think we're back on track? What are your thoughts with regards to the political sphere in the country as well as our reaction to COVID-19? Do you think we're back on track, or do you think we're still missing the plot a little bit?
I don't know. I don't know. Politically, I really don't know, because as the citizens, we are just trying to pick up the pieces of what was happening in these 6 months. You know, like we all don't think it was unfair for being kept at home in prison for 6 months, not making money. You know, debts were piling up. You know, especially us artists. You know, like when the 500 billion was announced, and then 3 months later, nothing. It's gone. And then, like, we are more scared now. Like the way the money and the corruption, you know, like we thought these things were happening mid-Africa. Now that they are growing rapidly here in our own country. Like it's scary. It's scary. So we are scared. We don't know. Anything might happen next year in the voting polls. The way people are so angry right now, you know, people will vote for the wrong people because everyone seems to be emotional. Julius Malema might take it, you know, and you can see what's happening, the divide that is happening in that camp as well. You know, like we're going back, we're reversing things. You know, it's too sad that a country that was promising it's gonna end just like this. Like no one is inspired right now. Like when you watch the news or parliamentary anything, like nothing is inspiring.
What do you think? And I always like to ask my guests this question. I would say if you were President Seya, what would you have done different, or what would you do right now to change it?
Involve the people, man. Like involve all the decisions that are being made. It's like we are the last people to know. We are only consulted when it's voting time. You know, what I would like to change, like Americans do, like when you select a cabinet, like there are people like who don't have grade 12 who are there. Some people like they have no idea what they are talking about. Like they are selecting like people who are leading us. Some of them like they are not even educated for the positions they are at. You know, like if that could end that apartheid mentality that no, we got the land now. I mean, we got the power now. We're going to run it the way we want. You know, if that could end, you run things like you're running a company because it's a country. You know, like treat your people right because that's your economy. Don't treat just the investors from other countries with respect. And then, you know, I'm from the poorest province, Eastern Cape. No one cares about, and Eastern Cape has the highest voters, but those are the poorest people. So the highest number of voters are still struggling today, and they should stop making promises. They must empower people, teach people to think for themselves. Thabo Mbeki was starting with that Vukuzenzele thing, whereby people, because now they're promising them houses, what they did in 94, houses, free education, whatnot. And people now, when you make those promises, you are killing their minds on how to do things for themselves, you know. So they must empower and encourage people to work so that the citizens can make this economy better, you know, because people now, the Nigerians, the Pakistanis who are not voting, they are here making business, where the locals are waiting for houses. Everyone is waiting for things to happen from the government. So yeah, make people work, man, like teach people, inspire people. So that will be the thing for me.
Do you think that, and I know I'm going to move away from politics now, but I want to ask you one more question. Do you think that our political system should work more like the United States? For example, the United States have got two parties and an independent party as well. Where in South Africa, we go to the polls and there's like 28, 30 parties to choose from. And do you think that maybe that's where we're getting it wrong, where we should have a leading party, a party that runs the country, and an official opposition, and leave it at that, and make it a little simpler? What do you think about that idea?
Exactly that. I agree with that one. Because now, like anyone you know, when they're voting, like if you're voting next year, a lot of new parties are being made up, you know, and that becomes corruption as well. There's like a lot of corruption in that because there's sub situations that are happening. Like people are just making like a quick buck. Like no one cares about the country because now there's no rules now. Anyone can start anything at this point. So that's how easily the corruption gets born, you know. So yeah, we need people like two parties knowing that, okay, limit the division because 28 is so much division. Like anything can go wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's my thoughts as well. I think I do not necessarily agree with the way America do it with the electoral system and winning states and stuff like that. I think that could be done better. Because if you go back to 2016, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. She got more votes than Donald Trump, but Donald Trump became the president because he won more states. So I don't necessarily agree with that system. But what I do agree with, personally, is the fact that there's a ruling party and an official opposition and nothing else to interfere. That's what I think.
Exactly.
Right, Seya, we're going to take another little break, and when we get back, I want to talk more about what you are up to now and going forward. And I know you're coming to Durban, and I'm very excited about that. We're looking forward to that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well when you come back. Seya, what type of food do you like? What do you like chowing, bro?
I don't have a lot of options. Like I like the food that I grew up with. I like umngqusho. Umngqusho is samp and beans. It takes a lot of hours to prepare, but I like it. With tripe. I love amasi. You know amasi, ne?
Yep. I've heard of it. I haven't tried it, but I've heard of it.
With the fine pap. It's not pap, but it's the fine pap. Yeah, those are my favorite.
In Afrikaans, they call it krummelpap. It's like crumbed. It's like very fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get that. All right. So where are you staying now? Where do you live now?
Now I'm in Randburg, Joburg. I moved here 4 years ago.
And how's the comedy scene treating you over there at the moment?
Better than PE, better than Cape Town. I've been doing a lot of big gigs, working with David Kau. I've been headlining those shows. I've been working with the likes of Skumba. Currently, last week I was working with Stuart Taylor. I've been working with the big guys here. So it's been amazing.
What's been the highlights of your career so far?
Winning the awards when I won the best Zenek award 2 years in a row. When I headlined the first time I played David Kau's show, Blacks Only, I played 8 minutes. And the second time I played there, they made me a headliner. that was a big one for me because I got a standing ovation in front of 3,500 people. So that was big for me.
What's it like working with someone like David Cow? Because I mean, he's a legend in the industry. He's been around for 20 odd years and been at the top of his game for longer than that. Actually, I think he's been around longer than 20 years. So but he's been at the top of his game for a very long time. So what's it like working with someone like that?
Yeah, it's shocking because he is so humble. Like he is so humble that you think that sometimes you forget that he's a legend. Like you think you are bigger than him because he puts himself beneath everyone. He's so amazing. But seeing the body of work and the years is put into growing the comedy business, like it's amazing. Like I'm very happy coming from nowhere, like 4 years ago to being around the great people who have done a lot for South African comedy. It feels very good for me.
And you know what's nice about that is you got guys like this, like David Cow, who's been very successful in the industry and he's giving back. He's investing in the youth and the guys that are up and coming and things like that. What are your thoughts if someone, now obviously you've achieved a certain level at the moment and you are definitely on your way up and you are a rising star, but what would you say to a youngster in the Eastern Cape that is 16 years old, going to school at the moment and wants to do comedy? How would you inspire him or motivate him or her to take that leap?
Anything that you do in entertainment, you have to love it. Like you have to really love what you're doing because that's the only thing that's going to keep you here. Because some days are not good. You know, some days are better than others. Like I told you earlier, I was dying on stage for 2 years, you know, but I loved it.
It's hard to believe.
Well, it was happening. So I start when people are like, I'm surprised that you didn't quit. No, I loved what I love what I'm doing. So I wanted to be better. So I was watching people that were killing stages at that time. So I was working on my craft because I loved it. I tried to be better than I was yesterday. And money takes time to come. I started getting paid 9 years after I did comedy, like 9 years after I started, you know, like, which is 4 years ago. And I've been doing this since 2007. I had to come to Joburg. So passion is everything. But now times are easier. The social media, it's easy to market yourself, you know, so use everything there is to use right now to better yourself. Now you don't need to go and do open mics. You can do comedy in your own house, or you can do comedy in a club, record it, and promote yourself online. You don't need to hustle for TV interviews and radio. Like, make sure you're giving away as much material as possible so that people know who you are. So that's what I'm trying to do now. Like, I'm like putting a lot of material on YouTube, you know, so that people can know who I am. You know, now I'm no longer trying to hide behind doing open mics. You know, I'll do open mic on social media because it makes the hustle much easier.
Yeah. Who's your favorite guy or comedian that you've ever worked with?
Skumba.
Skumba
is my favorite because Skumba introduced me. Skumba hustled for me, basically. Like, he was the one who introduced me to all the promoters, including David Cow. You know, he introduced me to everyone, and is still booking me today. Not only he is booking me and believes in me, like, he helps me like on how to behave as a person. You know, taking care of number one, which is family, taking care of yourself, being presentable. Like, he's like a best friend you can have in the industry. There's no drama there, like, you know, and you can see that whatever he's telling you, he's living, you know. So yeah, because I'm from Eastern Cape, so the people that are successful doing what I do, like, none, there's no one, you know. So the inspiration is right here next to me. I don't see it on TV, you know. So yeah, he's an amazing man.
Well, that's incredible. Tell me, So what are you up to now? I know that you got a few shows in Durban and you've got quite a few shows planned going forward. Tell us a little bit about what's happening with you now in the next 6 months or so.
Yeah, so the plan before lockdown was to tour with my one-man show, Super Saiyan, and then the lockdown happened. So the moment we got to level 1, we resumed the tour. So doing small venues now because of the regulations. So I started in East London, went to Cape Town. We're going to Queenstown 27 November. The show is already sold out. Next week, this week, in fact, this coming weekend, we are in Durban. We are at Parkview Hotel, 21 November, and then 2022 we are at what's the place? I forgot the venue now. 22 we're gonna be there. I think it's Ultimate Bar, and then 24 we're at Parade Arms. All these 3 venues are in Durban. It's Super Saiyan. I know a lot of people know me as a Venek comedian, but if the English-speaking audience comes through, we're ready.
The other venue you were talking about was Altitude, on the 22nd. Altitude. And the owner of the venue was on my show a few weeks ago on Monday Madness as well. And obviously he's a very esteemed theatre actor and television actor as well, Twomey Holsthuizen. And he is so passionate about supporting South African comedy. And I'm so glad that you are playing at his venue. I really am. I'm so excited about it.
I'm so happy. I've been seeing pictures of the venue. Like, you can tell, like, that's the comedy culture that is happening there in Durban. So this won't be my first and last time I'm coming. Like, it's gonna be one of my homes as well. So yes. No, thank you to everyone in Durban. You too, sir, for opening the doors for us to come through.
Okay, so beyond Durban, you were saying that you're going to Queenstown the end of the month on the 27th. And what are we looking at 6 months into next year? Still touring, or what are you doing?
In the next 6 months, now the plan is, since I did audio and visual production, I'm also planning on creating TV content as well, and also boosting my my YouTube channel, creating a lot of content on my channel. I'm planning to do some book reviews on my YouTube channel, read books and then review them books, but with the comedy element in them, you know.
What comedian reads books?
There's material everywhere. I'm sure I'm gonna find gold of material there. My reviews won't be serious. There will be crazy jokes coming from every book that I'll be reviewing.
You are going to download the audiobook, I'm sure of it.
I know no one trusts me with reading.
Just between you and I, that's what I would do. Audiobook, hands down.
I tried this audio thing on YouTube. I tried it. It doesn't work. I tried it. I'm not good at it. I need to hold the actual book.
So, are you one of those people that actually likes the feel of the book? You don't like the Kindle or internet reading it online or something. You actually like to hold the book in your hands.
Yeah, even with writing jokes, I don't type them. I write jokes. Like, you know, I don't type jokes. I write my jokes. So I'm old school. That's why this lockdown it has forced us to get used to internet, you know, because we were not into internet. We didn't know anything. So it forced us to do these things and be here. So now, but a lot of things I can't do on the internet, like reading. I can't listen to someone read to me. You know, I tried it. I listened to this one other book for an hour. I was like, no. I wouldn't read the book on that tone.
I would have fallen asleep after 12 minutes, not an hour. Seya, if you could perform with any comedian in the world, think global, living or dead, who would it be?
Louis C.K. I've heard a lot of things about Louis C.K. He is like, I like his strategy. Like, he starts with a dope joke. Like, when comedians were like, no, a most amazing joker will end with the most amazing one, but he reverses the whole thing, and is very creative. Like, I heard things like he would do a one-man show as the audience is walking in. He's already on stage talking to them as they are sitting down. Which comedian does that? Like,
Nobody
I
does
would like to be in the presence of such greatness. Yeah, Louis C.K.
That is incredible. Seya, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. And I knew last week already that I was going to have you on the show today, and I apologize for only getting hold of you today. But last week was a hell of a week for me. But what I'm trying to say through this is that as short notice as what it was, you and I speaking this morning and being live tonight, you are an absolute professional, an absolute gentleman, and an absolute star in the making. Because to have a quality interview the way we just did on such short notice, you're the man.
No, you too. Thank you so much. I feed off your energy. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. I thought it was a woman, like Noel. It sounded nice, like in writing. I'm so disappointed.
Do you know what? I didn't even realize that you mispronounced my name. I'm going to go back and listen to the recording now.
I'm talking to a lady.
See, I'm going to try my best to get through to see you at one of your shows this weekend in Durban, because we are really excited about having you in Durban. And before we wrap up, just quickly tell us, firstly, where people can find you on social media, and secondly, how people can go and book to see your shows.
You can go and like my page, Seya Comedian, on Facebook, and then on Twitter, Seya Comedy. On Instagram, it's just Seya. On my YouTube channel, Seya Vision. A lot of English material will be uploaded starting next week. So you'll get, if you see a lot of Venek, don't mind. I'll upload a lot of English material and make it up to everyone, so that I don't alienate a lot of people to enjoy my comedy. So yeah, Seya Vision on YouTube. Please subscribe. You'll enjoy a lot of material that's coming on the way.
And then with regards to shows this weekend, Cricket, I think it is, the ticket sales.
Yeah, this weekend, Durban, please come and support. Tickets now are also available at Pick and Pay. So you can go to Pick and Pay, because a lot of people I see are struggling to get to Picket. So Pick and Pay, yeah, you can go and get them. The name of the show is Super Saiyan. You can pick a date, 21, 23, or 24. 21, 22, or 24.
Okay, brilliant. Seya, once again, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And like I said, you're an absolute gentleman, and I look forward to seeing you on international stages going forward. Sorry, I think I killed you there.
I got emotional. It's some amazing words. Thank you, sir.